Okay, in this video, I'm gonna give you some quick tips on getting started with your NED device, okay? So real quick recap, what is the NED device? NED is a nasal EPAP dilator. Nasal means you take NED, you put it in your nose, you go to bed. That easy, okay? EPAP is the technology, expiratory positive air pressure, that we control with this dial on the back, okay? This is the snore strength dial. And it dials in exactly the exhalation, how long and slow and deep that exhalation is. For people with more severe loud snoring, they're going to need a stronger EPAP, which means more of these holes will be covered. And people with lighter snoring are going to uncover holes, okay? But that's the expiratory positive air pressure. And the dilator is the tubes. It goes in your nose and it opens up the nasal passageways. Super important to be breathing through your nose at night, and this is what facilitates that. Super important for people with deviated septums and mouth breathers to really have these open nasal passageways, but it's super important for everyone in general, okay? When it comes to personalizing your NED device, I recommend most people start with a trial pack because multiple sizes fit most people. For example, 2 sizes fit me perfectly well. Now, if I was just getting started, maybe I would start with the smaller size just to get used to wearing NED, but most people, err towards the larger size long term because it really just opens up the nasal passageway and improves your sleep that much more. And then adjusting the NED dial. Like I was just talking about, you turn this dial to personalize the NED EPAP just to you. So 4 holes would be the most open position for the lightest snoring. Covering all the holes would be for the maximum snoring. Yes, you can still breathe with all the holes covered, but that's maximum strength. Now, I recommend most people start with maybe no holes covered, maybe 1, maybe 2, but start with a little bit lighter EPAP and then working your way up to the stronger strength if you need it, okay? Now, when it comes to putting in your NED device, one thing that helps is, run it underwater, it gives it a little bit of lubrication and it'll slide right in. And then the first few nights, if you have any obstacles, it's going to be one of these 3 things. Most people don't have any issues with any of these, but if you do, let's just cover them real quick, okay? The first one is, what if the NED device falls out? Most commonly, it's going to be from 2 reasons. You're using either too small of a size, which is okay initially, get used to sleeping with it, and you just need to move up to a larger size. That's why I recommend the trial pack. Next, sometimes it's just from an unconscious removal. If you're not used to sleeping with something in your nose, some people just have the unconscious, reaction to take it out in the middle of the night. Usually after 2-3 nights that goes away, the body's used to gets comfortable with it, okay? And then thirdly, super active sleepers who are rolling around a lot, maybe hitting their face, they may benefit from a head strap, which is an option, okay? Nose discomfort, most commonly this would be from using a size that's too large early on. So maybe just start with the smaller size. Again, that's the importance of maybe starting with a trial pack. And if you're having any kind of soreness, what you can do is, it's not uncommon, maybe the first night you're sleeping for 3-4 hours and you wake up and you feel a little bit of soreness in your nose, go ahead and take NED out, put it back in the next night, get a few more hours, and then the next night, and after 3-4 nights max, you're gonna be sleeping with it all night long. Be wondering how you ever slept without it, okay? But it might take a couple nights, okay? As far as breathing discomfort, mostly this is just from the EPAP strength. So that's why I recommend, for a lot of people, start with a lighter exhalation, okay? Meaning less back pressure, more of these holes open, okay? And then over time, you can increase the strength after a couple days and after a couple days. We'll talk more about that in just a second. Some people find it beneficial to wear the NED device for 15 to 30 minutes before they go to sleep, just to get used to that new breathing rhythm where it's not so fast and shallow breathing, but more slow exhalation, deep, slow exhalation, okay? And then the third option is you can just go to sleep breathing through your mouth if it is an issue, and the body will naturally switch to nasal breathing, okay? So those are for the first couple nights if you need those tips. Now, one thing I do recommend you do, while your NED device is being shipped to you, download a snore recording app. There's lots of free ones that you can just download and get a few nights of baseline snoring. See if you're loud, you're epic, where you are throughout the night, okay? And then once you get your NED device, record your snoring with the NED device in and record it at various positions until you find the perfect position just for you, okay? So that's a great way to tailor the EPAP strength to find the right dial position just for you. So NED is reusable. As far as cleaning it, you just want to use some warm water, a mild soap, and let it air dry, but you do want to keep it out of the reach of pets, okay? Now, that's everything you need to get up and running with your NED device for the first few nights. If you have any further questions, check out the FAQ below. You can download it. It goes into a little bit more detail, but you should be all set to get up and running with your NED device.